Hey y'all, today I'm going to be talking about patience and the effect and the heaviness that patience brings onto you when the Lord starts to teach you patience, okay? Patience is not easy at all, okay, you guys? You'll feel a plethora of emotions when you start to truly learn patience, okay? You may start to feel upset or angry at God because you feel like he's not working as fast as you would like him to work. Or for better words, he's not moving as fast as you would like him to move. You may feel tired, stressed, and just ready to give up on the promise that the Lord has given you. But do not do that, okay? That is not what God wants you to do. That's what the enemy wants you to do. Any believer who has true faith, the enemy hates to see that, y'all. He hates to see it. That's why he's gonna test and try you so much to try to get you to give up on your promise. He's gonna test and try you so much to make you give up on what God told you and to lose faith and to lose patience. That is from the enemy, okay? Patience, learning patience, I feel like that's something that you really need to understand what you're praying for before you pray for it. Because if you pray and ask God to help you become patient, like I have, really for the past year and a half, not only these 8 months, but for 2 years now almost, I've been praying and I've been asking God to help me learn patience. That's something that you need to know what you're getting into before you ask, because God, he's going to take you through a season where you're going to have to learn patience and you're going to have to be patient. You're going to have faith in him and him alone, regardless of what your family is saying, regardless of what your friends are saying or what strangers are saying. You have got to keep the mindset of patience, okay? So it's a lot of people in the Bible, y'all, who also had to wait and were put in situations where they had to wait for long periods of time. One is Joseph, one is Jacob, the other is Abraham and Sarah. First, I'm going to talk about Jacob real quick. Jacob, y'all, I feel like he waited even double than he had to wait because of his own past sin. Jacob, when he was younger, y'all, he stole his twin brother Esau's birthright, which means that he stole the blessing of the Lord that was supposed to be put on Esau, and then it ended up being given to him. The Lord was very displeased with that because it was dishonest, and the birthright wasn't his. That's what Jacob did when he was younger. So when Jacob was older and decided that he wanted to marry a woman that he was in love with, the woman's father tricked Jacob and gave him his oldest daughter to marry instead of the one that Jacob loved. You get what I'm saying? Their father tricked Jacob. After 7 years of putting in work to marry Rachel, he actually ended up marrying Leah, which is not the woman he even wanted. And I feel like the Lord allowed Jacob to go through that due to what he had did to his brother. So he waited 7 years for Leah, and then 7 years after that for the woman that he truly wanted from the beginning. So after 14 years, he finally got to marry Rachel. You get what I'm saying? He had to wait 14 years for the woman that he truly wanted. So that's just an example of a person in the Bible who really had to wait a very long time, and who the Lord, he was with Jacob the entire time, but I'm pretty sure that wait was not easy. I'm pretty sure it was heavy every single day. Another person who had to wait, y'all, is Joseph. Joseph, he was chosen. Joseph, he was chosen to be an interpreter of dreams. He could tell anybody what their dreams meant. That's the gift that Joseph had that God gave him. And his brothers were very jealous of him and everything that the Lord had bestowed upon him, all of his gifts and his assignment on his life. So their jealousy caused them to sell Joseph into slavery. So Joseph, being in slavery, had to wait to be acknowledged and noticed by the king, by the Pharaoh. He had that gift, and the Pharaoh had a bad dream, and no one could figure out what the dream meant. And then it was Joseph's time. It was the time that the Lord had decided that Joseph should be noticed. And he told the king what the dream meant, and his dream serviced him. It was an advantage to him. So y'all get what I'm saying? Joseph didn't just pop up in the king's presence immediately either. He had to wait for that. Okay, who knows how long he was working as a slave in Egypt, okay? If I think that is where he was, Egypt. But yeah, Joseph had to wait. And the last two that I wanted to talk about, Abraham and Sarah, they also had to wait. Let me read it. So this is Genesis 17, verse 16 and 17. And I will bless her, and give thee a son also of her. Yea, I will bless her, and she shall be a mother of all nations. Of nations, kings of people shall be of her. Then Abraham, this is verse 17. Then Abraham fell upon his face, and laughed, and said in his heart, Shall the child be born unto him that is 100 years old? And shall Sarah that is 90 years old? So what he was saying, y'all, is, Lord, are you sure that we are going to bear a son? Me and Sarah are very much older now. When you first gave us that promise, she couldn't have children, and we lost faith. This is what Abraham is telling the Lord. He even laughed at what the Lord had told him because he just could not believe that the promise that the Lord had spoken over him and Sarah's life was finally coming to pass in their old age. Sarah and Abraham, y'all, they did not have faith in God so much that they went as far as allowing Sarah's handmaid to reproduce with Abraham when they were younger. You get what I'm saying? They did not have the patience or the faith in God to believe at that moment in time that she would bear a son because she was barren. She couldn't have children. So her idea of allowing Abraham to have sex with her handmaid was so that he could have a person to carry on his lineage. That's why she did that, because she really wanted him to have a son. And you know, a lot of bad came from that. Not much good came from that, y'all. After Hagar is the handmaid's name, after she reproduced from Abraham, she started to get real jealous and envious of Sarah because she knew that she wasn't his wife. And honestly, I believe that was bound to happen because I don't think that two women can share a man in any way, shape, or form. I don't believe two men can share a woman in any way, shape, or form. Somebody's gonna get insecure. Somebody's gonna get jealous, and that's what happened in this situation. And I believe that it was primarily Abraham and Sarah's fault because they were older than Hagar. They understood more than Hagar, and I feel like they put her in an uncomfortable position because anybody probably would have, had some type of source of attachment to the man that they give themselves to for the first time, especially if Hagar was a virgin, which I believe she was. But that's what happened. And eventually Hagar and her son, they were sent away. So that's the end of that story. And eventually, like I said, in their old age, they finally bore a son, and his name was Isaac. So if they would have just trusted in the Lord to begin with, all the drama with Hagar would have never happened. But yeah, if they would have just trusted in the Lord, none of the other drama with Hagar would have happened, like I just said. But yeah, y'all, I think that's all for this video. I just wanted to tell 3 stories of 3 people in the Bible who also had to have patience and who waited a very long time, okay? Y'all, one thing I will say, having true patience, allowing the Lord to give you true patience, one thing you're going to have to do is X out the version in your mind of how you believe your life should go and put God's will inside of your brain. Put God's will inside of the part of yourself that believes that yours is better. You have got to X out your plan. You got to X out your opinions. You have to X out your vision. You have to put God's vision there, okay? That's one of the ways that you'll gain patience even easier, okay? Because the Lord's way, the Lord's will, the Lord's timing is perfect, okay? And that's one of the things that you're gonna have to realize on your journey to learning patience, okay? And even with me, like I said, I've been waiting 8 months with this right here on social media, and I've been waiting 1.5 years for something else. So y'all pray for me. But I appreciate the wait because I know that I wasn't ready 1.5 years ago. I wasn't ready 8 months ago for what I'm trusting the Lord for. And it's beauty in that, recognizing that you actually aren't ready and that you need time to prepare. And I finally understand that after all these months. that the Lord's ways really is perfect. And I understand why God does the things that he does, because he knows us better than we know us, okay? So that's it. Y'all learn patience, okay? I know it's difficult, but God will help you, okay? God bless.